So, the St. Louis Cardinals this season have exceeded all expectations. Coming into the season, the Cardinals were as low on most people's rankings, at least mainstream media. Cardinals were going to be the second worst team in all the MLB, which is, first off, insane. The Cardinals are not known for having losing records, especially back to back seasons of losing records. The last time they ever did that was back in the 70s, I believe, or the 80s. It's been a long time since they've had back to back losing seasons. It's not normal for the Cardinals to have a losing season, even with the culture that they've built over time. And with that expectation, they have blown away all rankings that were coming into this upcoming season with a record of 29 and 22, winning percentage of 57%. Beautiful. Only 2 games back behind the Brewers for the National League Central Division, in the running for wild card currently as well, since they don't have the division currently, with a actual really good away record of 16-9. But right now, I believe we are in a certain stretch of the season that could end up being the biggest stretch for the St. Louis Cardinals. And I'm not just saying that to exaggerate it. I know a lot of people would want to exaggerate some instances with certain teams where, oh, this is the biggest stretch of the season, when it might feel like that to certain fans. I feel like these upcoming series that we have, potentially, if the Cardinals miss the playoffs, these games could definitely impact that. The reason I believe this is because of the upcoming schedule. At this moment, the Cardinals did lose to the Pirates 2-1 in the series. They're going against the Reds. They just finished their first 2 games against the Reds. They had a doubleheader. They won the first game, lost the second game abruptly to a walk-off. They have one more game against the Reds in Cincinnati. After that, they're on the road till Milwaukee with the Brewers for a 3-game series. Then after that, they're back home going against the Cubs. They have 4 series of back-to-back against all their divisional opponents: Pirates, Reds, Brewers, Cubs. They've already lost the one series against the Pirates, which I was really mad about, to be honest with you. Losing the series 2-1, especially at home, is not a good look, especially after they had a series against the Pirates where they went to PNC Park. And if I am correct, I am pretty sure they actually swept them. If not, it was a 3-1 series. They made quick work of the Pittsburgh Pirates very easily last time they versed each other. And actually, now that I'm remembering, I'm pretty sure it was actually 3-1 that series. So coming home, you just usually assume, with the home field advantage, the Cardinals probably would have won 2-1 in the series. They did not. They are now tied against the Reds in the series, and hopefully they can win this game coming into tomorrow and hopefully win that series, because we will need it going into Brewers and Cubs in the next 2 series. And that's one of the main reasons why I feel like this is definitely a scenario where we could come back and be like, man, if only the Cardinals would have won these games against the Pirates, against the Reds, and who knows what's going to happen against the Brewers and Cubs, right? I mean, everything could go out the window if we happen to sweep the Brewers and Cubs. That would be crazy, right? But assuming, we're kind of in a scenario where I'm predicting we might only go 7-5, best case scenario, maybe 8-4 or better. But there's even a chance we might be worse than 7-5. My main prediction is 7-5. Hopefully we can at least get that done. If it's worse than that, then might be a little bit worried moving forward. The Cardinals are on pace for, I believe, 93 wins now, 93 or 94 wins, for what their record is currently moving forward. With that said, the Central Division is so top heavy right now. There is a chance that even with a record that has high 80s, low 90s we might not even make the playoffs. The National League Central has all 5 teams over 500. The only other division that has even 3 is the National League West with the Dodgers, Padres, and Diamondbacks. Every other division has at least 2 or 1 teams that are above 500. The National League Central is so stacked. Even with the Pirates 26 and 26, I mean, they're literally the worst team in the division, and they're even 500 at 26 and 26. I mean, they have a projected record of at least 82 wins, which is nuts that an 82 win team might be the worst team in your division. Usually, you'd see probably that team as your second best team in the division, at worst, maybe third, depending on how top heavy the division is. But yeah, it definitely matters for sure, because if the Cardinals don't win these series here, this stretch, it could get definitely very tight moving forward. My biggest concern is with these losses, it could hurt us in the next upcoming series, even after the divisional ones, because I know the Rangers coming up right after the Cubs, which the Rangers, I mean, they're not doing too hot either, but the Cardinals do have a habit sometimes. It's still a young team, but I do feel like they do have habits where they kind of lose games that you kind of feel like they shouldn't. And even after the Texas game, we're literally going to have the Reds back in St. Louis, and then we have the Mets again. So we should be able to win the Mets and Rangers series, but then we have the Reds again in the middle of that. So man, like we're almost halfway through the season already. I think we're only like about 20-ish games away from getting to the halfway point of the MLB season. So it's getting to the point where, when you get to that halfway mark, you really have to evaluate, what makes us good and what's holding us back from executing in the last half of the year of baseball. And that's what makes baseball so interesting, is your team could be so good in the first half and then just absolutely crap the bed in the second half and not make the playoffs, and vice versa. Your team could be super bad in the first half and be really good in the second half and make the playoffs, as some Cardinals teams have done in the past, i.e. 2011 Cardinals. They were so good in the second half, and they were able to win a World Series by doing so, just because of how well they finished. But yeah, this could be massive playoff implications. So this is definitely something to look out for. Jordan Walker has still been on its hair. I know right now Nathan Church is on like the 10-day IL, I believe. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Kind of a bummer because Newt is coming back soon as well. So hopefully when Newt comes back and Church comes back, we can feel a little bit more confident and top heavy in our lineup there. We definitely need a little bit more consistent on the hitting side. But man, the bullpen, it's rough, dude. Like man, Heimblum's he has a lot of work on his plate for the pitching, and especially the bullpen, dude. I don't know what the bullpen is doing. It's gotten to the point where we have Riley O'Brien just he's not cooking as he was in the beginning of the year. He's starting to slip. Jojo Romero is slipping. We really just don't have many consistent pieces besides Graceffo, McGreevy as a starter. Kyle Leahy looks still pretty shaky. Palante had a pretty good showing recently. Libby is still trying to figure it out, dude. Libby still looks iffy. Yeah, dude, this pitching rotation and bullpen, especially the bullpen, dude, like the amount of games that are being thrown, we gotta figure it out, and I'm really hoping Heimblum has an answer. But yeah, if you guys have anything to comment via, the season or what your thoughts are, you're more than welcome to put that in the comments below. If you guys did enjoy, we also would really appreciate you to leave a like or subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. And yeah, if you guys have any comments on what you think the Cardinals should do moving forward and how you feel about the rest of the season's going to go with this really young team, that'd be really awesome. But besides that, that's pretty much it for today. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and peace.